In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my 6'7" shot block and rebounder on NBA 2K25. This build is absolutely perfect for the rec. Now, we all know the rec is full of chaos. It's just a lot of stuff going on, people selling, people shooting bricks. So sometimes I just want to make a build where I can just kind of just enjoy the scene, but be a little bit quick, you know what I'm saying? I want to be a bit quicker on this build. So in terms of the build, this is what the build is currently looking like now. The gameplay that you guys are watching, it was actually without any of my cap breakers. I haven't really used this build since I've made my other builds, but when I was using it, I was enjoying it a lot. As you guys can see, even when I did get my cap breakers, I didn't actually put any of it on any of my attributes. I actually just put them on my physicals, so I can get 91 strength, 82 vertical, and a 77 agility. That basically kind of tells you I was very happy with the way the build is, in terms of how I already made it. But again, if you guys want to see the badges and everything else, I will quickly go into the actual building so you guys can see what the build is working with and why I made it exactly at the small forward position as opposed to maybe say the power forward. But anyways, quickly just check the animations and then we're gonna obviously go to the rec, see some of these gameplays. This build is absolutely fun to use. It's a lot of fun. This is what I'm currently working with. My jump shot does change a lot on the 6'7". I mean, my jump shot pretty much is the same on my bigs, but this is my current jump shot that I'm using. Scottie Pippen, Michael Porter Jr., and Kobe Bryant. And yeah, it's called a two-way, three-level combo forward. It is a very fun build to use. And yeah, let's go into the rec, see some of these gameplays, and then we're going to go into the builder and see exactly what we're working with. So here we are in the rec. As you guys can see, this game just started, and straight away, this is like my first game on the build. You guys can see first possession, we already got a block. That was insane. This guy tried to go up. You guys can see that was another block. Okay, again, this build is extremely quick, and being at the small forward position, I can kind of move around the court, just be like an absolute nuisance. Just contesting guys, going for rebounds, going for blocks. You guys can see my teammate decided to go for a three. Should have passed the ball, but anyways, we're unselfish. We just get the board, kick out to teammates. I'll let you guys shoot again, go for another rebound. Now this build also has post control, which is another underrated part. So for the odd occasions that I do feel like maybe creating something, because sometimes you're playing a rec and your teammates is just absolutely nothing going on. No one can get in a bucket. So you guys can see, you can even help your center out. When it comes to the boards, but yeah, when nothing can really happen with your teammates, having that post control certainly just helps in order to be able to create something for yourself. But you guys can see, even like there's like I don't know how many people were in there trying to get that rebound, but we ended up getting the rebound, kicking out to our teammates. Again, absolutely fun. The steal, again, it's nothing insane. You're not going to be like stripping dudes, with the ball. But in terms of off-board interception, the lanes, obviously you can use your, +1 as well to be able to upgrade your interceptor badge. But look, when it comes to the shot blocking, this build is insane, man. Like, it's a lot of fun because especially a lot of people, because you look kind of small on the court, so people don't really expect you to be able to block shots the way I do. You guys can see we've got the rebound, but again, that post control is just there for the odd occasions. It's not something to be spamming a lot, but if you do maybe get a mismatch, or you feel like it's time to be able to create your own shots, then obviously go for the post game and you'll be able to make it. But again, look, these rebounding, you are gonna sneak there. I wouldn't even call it sneaking in there, because this build you can snag. Okay, now you can't obviously snag like a legit 7-foot build, but it is pretty good. Okay, it's consistent, especially considering you're at the small forward. Okay, we did a little give and go right here. This look kind of cool, but considering the fact that you are a small forward, bearing in mind you're also gonna have a power forward and a center of your team that already have rebounding, so just having this additional build just to kind of help out, you guys can see, help out. And again, at the small forward position, a lot of people, a lot of builds, the way they make their builds, it's not to rebound. So a lot of people are like slashers or shooters. So you're gonna get a lot of mismatch in that specific position. Again, when I make a lot of builds, I try to just capitalize on the mismatch. Okay, I always think about what people don't do a lot in that position. You don't see a lot of small forwards with high rebounding, so I always make small forwards with high rebounding just so I can get us mismatch. But again, that's the Devin Booker fade. The Devin Booker fade is, in my opinion, on and off. Some days I like it, other days it's just it's kind of annoying. But again, we do have a bit of passing with this build. Bronze passing visionary, or visionary, whatever it's called, is pretty good. Okay, so you can throw low alley oops. You guys can see we've got a steal right there. Again, because all the gameplays you guys are watching, by the way, these are all rec randoms. Okay, I didn't play any of these games with any of my teammates. You guys can see the lanes are insane. Okay, you can still help out your teammates. Obviously, I try to go for alley-oop right there, but this guy's gonna get offensive interference. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, like listen, when it comes to just being able to do everything, be able to shoot, again, this build is perfect for it. Okay. Now I know this, the 6'7". When I go into the build, I am gonna talk about it a little bit more. I know at the 6'7" power forward, you can get Hall of Fame rebound chaser off rip. But again, I've opted for the small forward for a specific reason. Just be able to abuse the mismatch a lot more. Okay. A lot of power forwards, they're pretty good rebounders. You know what I'm saying? A lot of small forwards, not so much. Okay. So for me, when I think about making builds on this game, I'm always just trying to think about what people don't do. Okay. And I know at the small forward position, you guys are not thinking about rebounding. Therefore, when I make a small forward, I'm thinking about rebounding. Okay. That's just kind of like how I approach 2K. But again, the stills are insane. There's a lot of highlights on this build. Just snake. Look at that. Because you're so quick, and also because a lot of centers, you're not the main focus. A lot of centers are going to be too focused on boxing out their own matchups that they won't see you coming. And because of your speed, you can just get in front of them and snag those balls. Okay, it's pretty fun. Again, the shooting is really good on this build. Okay, you do have, if you're a consistent shooter, you're not gonna have any problems at all shooting. But again, just being able to be an off-ball player just allows you to, you basically just padding your stats with this build. You guys can see, look at the center. He doesn't see me coming. The centers cannot see me coming because I am not your matchup. Okay, like you literally have your own matchup to worry about. So you're too busy trying to box out your own guy, and then I'm just gonna sneak in because here's the thing: a lot of small forwards when these shots go up, they're gonna break. Okay, no one's coming back to get no rebounds or anything like that. They're just trying to get that fast break. So look at that again. The center's too busy boxing out the other, his own matchup that I'm just gonna sneak in there and get that, get those rebound. But again, the shot blocking, a lot of people underestimate it because they don't really see a lot of small forwards get a lot of blocks, so they think they can go in for a layup. But they're going to quickly learn after 1 or 2 possessions. Guy can see the speed of this build and also the fact that you can just sneak in there. And a lot of centers are probably just mad. They're like, bro, where did you come from? And now I am using the paint dominance takeover. I also use it on my bigs, and it is a very good, especially once you get your takeover, being able to see where the rebounding is gonna go is absolutely insane. Okay, it just makes you, especially in a build like the 6'7" that is extremely quick. You guys can see a lot of people be going up. They don't think you have block on your build. I'm absolutely just blocking every single one of these guys. Super, super fun build. And again, look at this. Look at his rebounds, man. Just kick out to my teammates. Just keep it easy. Keep it fun. Get your stats. Get your A plus and get out the game, okay? Just that's literally what I want with this build. That's literally what I'm there. I'm not here to do anything too complicated. I'm gonna go in there, get my rebound, get my stats, and get those blocks. Help out your bigs. And right here, I give it to this guy because I noticed a sharp takeover. He misses, but look at that. I even snagged him with that rebound takeover. And obviously, he made the shot on the second try. But again, man, this build is absolutely fun. One more before we end it. Look at the center. The center, I don't even know where the center's going. You guys can see he's probably too busy trying to box out his own guy. And he's just like, bro, where did you come from? It looked absolutely lost. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, that is pretty much going to do for a lot of the gameplays. You guys can see we got a triple double right here. Being able to get a rebound is obviously my specialty, but we're going to go into the builder and talk a little bit more about the build. Here we are in the builder, okay? We're just going to quickly skim through this now. Again, when it comes to the 6'7", you can make them at the power forward position. Now, at the power forward position, because you do have a weight limit, so at the small forward, you can only go up to 250 pounds, but at the power forward, you can technically go up to 270, which would give you the ability to be able to increase your rebound to a 96 defensive. Of technically goes up to a 97, but you can get it to a 96, which obviously gives you a rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, and then you can upgrade it to legend. So you can actually make a 6'7" with legend rebound chaser, which is insane in itself. But again, the reason I made it at the small forward position, just quickly look at the weight and the wingspan right here. This is max wingspan, obviously. I made it at the small forward again because, again, I'm just trying to utilize the mismatch, okay? You're more likely, even though technically the game will sometimes put you at the power forward because that's just how rec works. If you're a small forward, you sometimes do play power forward. But you get a lot more mismatches at the small forward, okay? When you're power forward, you play a lot of guys that have decent rebounding. So the mismatch isn't as great there. Now, making this build, I wasn't too concerned about the finishing, but I do want to have some decent level of finishing in the game. So having a 75 driving dunk, obviously, if you're running the break or whatever, it's good enough, decent animation. You get the Giannis package and all that good stuff. You have an 85 standing dunk. I know some of you guys will probably want to go for 90. You can, but you don't get any. The only thing you do get is obviously Rise Up on Gold, which is pretty decent. But in terms of animations, if you're not a 7, if you're not 610 plus, you don't get any further animations once you get to 90. Okay, so 85, I just left it at that. We have the 87 post control, which obviously does give us post up poet on Gold. This is really good because there are certain games where I do use post up poet and Hall of Fame, and you can just spin a lot of people, whether they're centers, like again, because I am going to be sitting corner most of the time with this build, especially in the rec. Now, if my teammates are messing up, I can take the ball. You guys saw in a few possessions in those clips where I can just post spin players or post fade, with the 85. With the 85, you get Deadeye, Silver, 79.3, not really. That's probably an overkill for something like this. You could probably drop it down by 2 or whatever, and then put your stats somewhere else. Again, the other thing I like about this build that is, I didn't really talk about in the gameplays is actually the playmaking. Okay, you're able to get this lightly launch on bronze, which is pretty good. Okay, so for example, you get the rebound. You can push the pace on the break, or when you get the ball in the corner, you move. Honestly, like lightning launch just allows you to kind of move around the court a lot better than if you don't have it. So you're kind of like a snail. Selling the ball handle again, just for the handles for days. Again, this is not really the primary objective of this build, but in case you do want to dribble a little bit, at least you have something without losing your stamina too much. And again, we do have that versatile visionary on bronze. That's why I always use this, because of those alley-oops. They do come in handy pretty well. Now, when it comes to the defense, the focus for me with this build was obviously the block and the rebound. Okay, that was pretty much it. But also, if I'm off ball being a small forward, I just want to be able to steal some lanes and get the odd steal right there. So, I went for silver glove. Now, honestly, for me, I actually don't, with my playstyle, I don't go for a lot of on-ball steals. So technically, I could have just lowered it to this 73 and put my stats somewhere else, but obviously this is what I'm currently rocking with, and we got 74. Now, with a 74 perimeter defense, even though you do have pretty good defense, I will be honest with you, you are gonna get stunned. Okay, if you play guys that have decent playmaking, I do realize that in comparison to my other builds that have like an 85, you do get stunned quite a lot. Okay, like it's kind of annoying, but you can still stay in front of players. Okay, you can stay in front of them pretty well, but you're more likely to get like those stun animations, those ankle breakers, so just watch out for that. Now, the interior defense, this is just obviously just in case I get put at the power forward, and it's just some level of protection. It's not the best protection in the game, but at least you get post locked down on silver, so at least you can kind of help out a little bit here and there. Now, again, the strong part about this build is the block and the rebounding. So you do have an 84, which obviously is silver paint patroller, silver high flying denier. You get a gold pogo stick, which really, like, you go crazy. Even though it's only silver, you get a lot of animations. Like, you can't get any further than silver unless you use your +1. Obviously, I would love to get like gold or whatever on a 6-7, but you can't. Okay, now the rebounding, again, it's sneaking in there. Now you're probably wondering, actually, this might be crazy. One second, boys. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. I am pretty sure it's the same thing with the slight tweak. There we go. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Don't worry. There we go. So it's pretty much what I was saying before. Okay, literally it's the same stats. The only difference is with this build, you guys can see it's a 77. So I was smart. Okay, your boy was smart. So what I ended up doing was, again, I mentioned it in the other, when I was going for the other one, it was a 79. Okay, this is a 77. I dropped it down. Obviously, a smart thing to do, but everything else is pretty much the same. You guys can lightning launch. Everything's pretty much the same. But the one thing I did do was I did put my strength to an 89. Now, is this an overkill? Probably. Now, the reason I did this was because I know sometimes I may need to play with my friends, maybe on the 3s or whatever, or maybe sometimes even in a 5v5, I may need to set the screen. So I went for 89 because I have a 94 defensive rebound. So if you have a 94 defensive rebound, you might as well go for 89 strength, because it does give you box out on Hall of Fame. But also, more importantly, if you guys noticed my cap breakers earlier, I did go for a 91 strength, which obviously would then give me brick wall on Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, on gold, which you can then upgrade to Hall of Fame if you want to. I do wish I have a higher vertical on this build, though. These like little, rebounders, I think they're actually better off with high vertical. It really helps. But anyways, this is pretty much the build. Okay, now like I said from the start of the video, this is gonna be called a two-way 3-level combo forward. You got obviously Rui Hachimura, which I think is actually a pretty good comparison for the build. Fair enough, you know, I will take that. But that is pretty much it, man. Like, you guys let me know what you guys think about the build. What would you guys tweak and change? You know, how you guys been finding 2K? I know it's crazy out there in the wreck. You know, God save us and God help us all. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.